PG work permit of Canada, when to apply, how to apply, and what are the things you need to take care during your visa application or during your study so that it is not refused. I have got many calls recently where PG work permit was refused for many students. They have made many mistakes during their study. Either they were working more than the allowed limit during their study period, or they couldn't maintain their full-time student status, or they made any mistake in their application. Any of these mistakes could lead to your refusal as well. So in this video, I am going to share all the potential reasons that can also lead to refusal of your PG work permit application. Now, you cannot get your PG work permit through flag polling. So flag polling is not allowed now. Now you cannot go to border to get your PG work permit. So your application is going to be online. If your application is online, in that case, there is going to be more scrutiny on your application. They have a lot of time to process your application. They are taking 4 to 5 months to process your application. They are going to check how many hours you were working during your study. They are going to check everything, whether you have taken a break during a scheduled break or unscheduled break, whether you have taken a break between two studies which is more than 150 days. So they are going to check everything. They check everything all the time, but when you go for flag polling, then it is a quick process and they don't check these many things, and usually you get your permit on the same day. But now it is not allowed. So your application is going to go online, and there will be a risk of refusal if you are making these mistakes in your application. So what are the things you need to take care during your study, before your study, during your study, and after completing your study, so that your PG work permit is not refused? First thing is ineligible study program. So if you are taking a program which doesn't have PG work permit, you are going to a college which is not even a DLI. So if you go to these type of colleges, it will become a problem for you. If it is not in the DLI list, in that case, it will become a problem. Simply search DLI list Canada. If you search that list, in that case, you are going to find out all the colleges and universities which are registered in Canada under DLI, Designated Learning Institutes. If it is not a DLI, do not study in these type of colleges. Universities usually don't have problem like this. All the universities are DLI, but colleges can have this kind of problem. So if you are going to a college which doesn't have DLI number, it will become a problem for you. If you are going to PPP, and if you are going to start your study from September intake, August intake or September intake, then also you are not going to get PG work permit. If you are started your study, PPP is public private partnership colleges. So if you started your study in May intake, May 2024, or before that, then you will get PG work permit. There is no problem in that. But if you are starting your study after that, then it will become a problem for you. So do not study in PPP starting from September 2024. You are studying in a DLI without PG work permit. So there are DLIs which are there in the list, but they don't have PG work permit. It will be mentioned in the list whether your DLI, your college, your university, it has PG work permit or not. Either it will have PG work permit. If it is written yes, then everyone has, all the programs have PG work permit. If it is written no, then no program has PG work permit. If it is written details and link is given, then some programs are going to have PG work permit and some may not have. So you need to check the list as well. So you need to check it carefully whether your program is going to have PG work permit or not. If it is written yes, it means all the programs in that particular college or university have PG work permit. No need to worry about it. Incomplete documentation. If you don't submit proper documentation in your application, then it can lead to refusal. What kind of documentations are required? Few basic documents are required. Your immigration form, it should be complete. So it should not be incomplete. You have to submit it. Without that, it will not be, your application will not be submitted. After that, you need to submit course completion letter. You need to submit your transcripts as well. Either it can be separate transcripts of each semester you completed or a cumulative transcript. So if you are doing so, in that case, your application is going to be completed. If you don't submit all the documents, course completion letter, your transcript, in that case, it will become a problem for you. Always submit your letter of acceptance as well. So it is also required. So you need to have, I started study with this letter of acceptance. These are my enrollment letters. This is my course completion letter. This is my transcript. You will have to submit it. If you have completed 2 programs, 1+1, in that case as well, you need to submit all the documents for both the programs. Also submit an SOP where you are explaining what kind of programs you completed, what was the length of program, how much work permit is allowed to you. If you have completed 1+1 program, you know that you will require, you can get 3 years of PG work permit, then demand for 3 years of PG work permit and justify your statement as well. I have completed one program of 8 months, which is equivalent to 1 year, one program of 8 months, which is equivalent to 1 year. It is 1+1, 2 years of study, and it will give me 3 years of PG work permit. Demand for 3 years of PG work permit clearly in your SOP. So incomplete documentation can also lead to a refusal. Application after 180 days. Usually people do not do this mistake. So whenever you get your course completion letter, after that you get 180 days to submit your application. Ideally, you should submit your application on the same date of your course completion letter. If you don't do so, in that case, from the next day, you are not allowed to work full time. To get your status back, get your full-time status back, you need to submit your application, then you can start working full time. So ideally, on the same date of getting your course completion letter, you are no more a student. Submit your visa application, submit your PG work permit application on the same day, and it will help you in getting a full-time job or keep doing a full-time job even after completing a study, even after getting a course completion letter. So people don't do this kind of mistake that they are not submitting their PG work permit application, but you have 180 days to submit it. If there is any problem, in that case, you should resolve the problem and submit your application before 180 days after your course completion. Next is fail to maintain full-time study status. If you are not studying for more than 150 days, in that case, you are out of status. It happens if you take unscheduled break. Unscheduled break means your college or university doesn't have a scheduled break for you and you are taking a break on your own. Others are not taking it, you are taking it, and you requested your college or university for this break, and it becomes an unscheduled break. So if it is not an announced break in your program and you are taking it, it becomes an unscheduled break. It can lead to a problem for you and your PG work permit can be refused. If your college or university reports your unscheduled breaks to IRCC, in that case, your PG work permit can be refused. So be really careful while taking unscheduled break. If you are taking 2 breaks together, which is more than 150 days, for example, you are studying in Algoma University project management and you studied for 8 months, then there was a break of 4 months, then 8 months of study, and now rather than taking a 4 month of break, you are taking 8 months of break. It means you are not studying for more than 150 days. It will become a problem for you and your application is going to be refused. Second, if you are studying 1+1 program, if you are studying 1+1 program, it means you have completed one program. Suppose you completed one program in May 2024. Now you have to start your next program in September 2024. If you are taking a break of more than 4 months between 2 studies, it will also be counted like a break where you are not studying for more than 150 days and your PG work permit will be refused. During your study, no one is going to stop you. Your college or university is also not going to stop you. It is not their responsibility to stop you that you are having 8 months of break, do not study here and it will not give you PG work permit. It is not their responsibility to tell you about these things. It is your responsibility to maintain full-time status in Canada and you should not take more than 150 days of break and it will lead to a problem for you. If your program is completing in February in some college, then do not start your program in September, because now the break is going to be 6 months and it is not allowed. You are not going to get PG work permit. If your program is completing, one program is completing in February of any year, in that case, start your program in May so that the break is just for 2 months, not of 6 months. 6-month break is not allowed because it will be more than 150 days. Next is incorrect or incomplete application. So if you are submitting your application in the immigration form, you are not filling the details which you have submitted earlier. For example, when you applied for your study visa application, that time you said that you were working in so and so company. Now at the time of PG work permit application, you are not disclosing that job. It is incomplete application. You got refusal, you are not disclosing it. If you do so, it can lead to refusal and 5 years of ban as well. So you should not submit incorrect application, incorrect details. It will lead to a refusal or a ban of 5 years. It will become a big problem for you. Working more than the allowed hours per week. Suppose you are allowed to work 20 hours per week. From September 2024, you will be allowed to work 24 hours per week. And before April 2024, you were allowed to work full time as well. So when you were allowed to work full time, you can work any number of hours. If you are allowed to work 24 hours, you need to work 24 hours per week. You cannot transfer the hours of this week in next week. It will become a problem for you. Many people are confused that I could work only 10 hours in this week and next week I am going to work 30 hours. It is not allowed to be done. You can work 20 hours per week right now, and in future it will become 24 hours. If it is 24 hours, then in a week you can work 24 hours, next week 24 hours, and that's it. If you are allowed to work full time, you can work full time. There is no problem in that. But you should not exceed this limit. At the time of processing of your PG work permit application, visa officer is going to check how many hours you are working during your study. And if you are exceeding the allowed limit, it is going to become a big problem for you. And due to this reason, your application can be refused, or you can get less PG work permit. So be really careful in that. Criminal charges in Canada. If you are going to have any criminal charges in Canada, you are having tickets, you are having any kind of other issues, any criminal charges in Canada, in that case as well, you are not going to get your PG work permit. So these are the possible reasons which can lead to your refusal of PG work permit. So I have already shared when you should apply, how you should apply, and what are the things you need to take care while applying for your PG work permit. We can also apply for you. There is no problem in that. And if you want to apply for any other application, if you are inside Canada, outside Canada, if you want to apply for Canada study visa, extensions, PR, PNP, any kind of applications, LMIS, we are able to take care of your application. If you want to know what kind of programs which are available right now to apply for your Canada study visa, or if you want to change your college or university onshore, that is also possible right now for September intake or next year January intake. If you want to know what are the master's level program which are available for September or January intake, then before leaving, watch this video.